What's it feel like being the ugliest in the crew?
I'm not the ugliest in the crew.
Who is? Where does that come from?
I might actually be the ugliest in the crew, you know. I just noticed that. In the ESN, in the face, I'm probably the ugliest. But I think I could get more girls than you.
Then who?
Him.
Then
Stav. And I think I could get more girls than a couple of you actually if I started to put actually effort into it.
Oh, suck it.
If I had to put effort into it, and that's with my fat self as well, not even if I slimmed more down.
The way I am now, I don't think I would get much play.
You wouldn't be able to catch the woman to talk to her.
Nah.
I'm so unfit. I'm out of breath.
Especially if she's in the sea.
That's how Stavros was when he went snorkeling, boy. He went in there for a couple of minutes and he was, I'm so unfit.
Listen, I want the listeners to know that Stavros went in the water with his string vest on.
Yes. No. The whole of Jamaica's saying yes right now. Yes.
With his string vest and life jacket.
Marina to blood clot.
You might as well have a string vest life jacket with holes in it.
Listen, when I jumped in the sea, all you heard was, oh, Misty.
You're a joker.
Yeah.
Baby girl.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, rodents and other small insects, welcome to another episode of the Eloquently Saying Nothing podcast. This is episode 113. Hashtag ESN pod on all your social medias at ESN podcast. You find us everywhere. It's also esnpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to send in any questions, comments, queries, or whatnot. I am the podfather, Stavros Boss, and in the room with me in the UK, we have a full squadron. Voltron is here, and one of the arms is the actor.
How sharper than a serpent's tooth is it to have a thankless child? King Lear. What's going on, people? It's your boy DATACTOR on Instagram and Twitter. Welcome back to the UK. I am suffering from Cubanitis.
Okay. Another limb is Mr. Wolf.
Only the wearer knows where the shoe pinches. Be tolerant and empathetic. You never know for sure what anyone is going through. You're a proverb. What's going on, Mr. Wolf in the building? You can catch me on Instagram on AKA Mr. Wolf and on Twitter, aka _Mr. Wolf. What's going on, people?
Another limb is Simple Simon.
Irrespective of how aggressive they be, we will be unmoved. We will be unremoved. We will be undeterred. They will not be able to move us from our position through coercion or through force. That was a excerpt from a poem by the Right Honourable Adidja Palmer, aka Vibes Cartel. The original is called We Nah Gonna Wear, and it goes a little something like this.
Hey, Stephen can't hear me while animal training. Hey, make them go up and pump car when it start. We nah go nowhere. No boy can run me from my yard. We
nah go nowhere. The boy can't move me from my yard. Peace. At Simple Simon FB on Twitter. Gaza, we say forever.
And the last limb is Big Wahala.
A Big Wahala on Insta, a Big Wahala on Twitter. What's good, people?
All right. We are all back from Cuba. Landed safe and sound yesterday morning. We're recording this on a Sunday.
Gaza, we say
Sunday or Saturday?
Saturday, bro.
It's Saturday. But, you know, you lose time, man. You lose time. So we're recording this on a Saturday. We landed yesterday. We're all safe and sound. Maybe we're a bit jet lagged. Maybe funny voices. I'm recovering from some something that I had
death stroke
a few days ago. But we're all good. So it's funny, we've been together for the whole week, just away, just 36 hours or so, and we're back together again. And we don't argue in Cuba, but it seems like really a little bickering started just here. Is it London?
I'm bickering with who?
It's the water.
I don't know, but it's gonna start, innit?
It's the water.
The way I'm looking at Mr. Wolf and you, it might happen.
The reason why there was no argument is because you was away for 2 days.
Oh,
Yes.
How are you blaming me?
Because as soon as you came back, you almost started to try to argue with people.
You know what happened though, actually? Well, it's because something happened with something, and then something happened on the WhatsApp group as well with me. I was like, boy, damn, I'm out of troublemaker. Like, what's going on?
What happened in the WhatsApp group?
No, I said that's why I said something. Don't worry
It's
about
a
it.
separate WhatsApp group from us, man.
You're not in it.
What?
It's for people 40 and over.
Is that how you guys do? So so it's Webb's in the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, but you're not 40. You're not 40 yet.
I'm close. I'm close enough for
You
me.
said for people I'm 40 and over.
Yeah, I'm claiming it.
You're disclaiming 40 even though you're not.
I'm doing what the women do, and when they
Rounding up?
yeah,
Women round down.
they
Yeah?
round up or round down. They don't say their age. It's I used to be, or I want to be,
Or I'm going to be.
or no, they don't even say I'm going to be. If they're 39 and they just say I'm 40, even though they're not 40. And
I didn't know women to round up like that. Not in that.
if they're not like going on all about their age, they just round up.
Okay, so I was starting beef in WhatsApp groups and not even showing man the beef.
Like, I think I was kind of delicate, man, but clearly I rubbed some people.
So how long?
Wait.
Women round up the age, but they round down the bodies.
Yeah, what numbers apparently there's round up?
Well, you
and round
flatten the body down.
we need to have this discussion about you at some point.
Lauren,
How you feel like that everything you say is okay, but the rest of the world seems to have this. Like what you say, some things that you think are all right, it's not all right.
before we start, does it have to be Attack Stavros Day? Because I don't think we do this for any other person.
All right, no, fair enough.
Yes, you do.
We do what?
Oh,
You do it to me all the time.
Mr. Wolf gets attacked regularly, apparently.
Yeah, but
There's nothing apparent about it.
The thing
Many people have said so.
Oh, actually, that would be apparent. Yeah. You said there's nothing apparently about it.
It is
so,
apparently.
Yeah. Okay.
I was gonna say
So you're picking the name again.
Yeah, why not?
there are times when Mr. Wolf gets it on the podcast, but it's usually when he's done something on the podcast and then we spend time gunning it.
No.
You just drag something from the heavens of Babylon and it's like, let's talk about this thing that Stavros did 3 years ago, or the type of person that Stavros is. It doesn't actually show it or portray it on the podcast at all.
Fair enough.
Well, let's just talk about
fair enough. We don't have to get into that. But yeah, it was good that we had no arguments on the trip. Not anything that we could say was talk worthy. I think there was one thing that almost popped off that you, Ron and a couple of other people was talking about in the airport, but I wasn't there. Yeah,
I wasn't involved though.
you was the one that did it.
What did he do?
What I like here is what's the word he was using? Cantankerous.
I was being cantankerous.
No, that's the word you were using when we were on holiday. But it seems like somehow he's mentioned the fact that we nearly had an argument and you're in the middle of that.
What did I do?
Did you tell somebody about something to do with somebody's mum?
Yeah, that was it. Okay, yeah. Yeah, but I'm not having that one. I can understand it, but I'm not having it.
So you tell them about the air. Let's see what their opinions are.
No,
about that.
because that wasn't a conversation that I'm telling everyone, innit?
Fair enough.
Mr. Blackmouth.
I said off air.
All right.
But anyway, so
It doesn't matter.
I said, don't worry about it. I don't have to get to it. I'm not beefing with you. I don't want no problems.
I don't want problems.
I don't want no problems.
I don't want problems.
I'm back from Cuba, and all I want is to have a Cuban life, which is no issues.
All right. The actor said that he's missing Cuba and he's going through withdrawal. He's holding his hand with his spider-like fingers right now.
It's holding his head.
True. Maybe I am jet lagged.
Why are we correcting everyone?
Are you still ill or something?
My tooth. Just my tooth.
So, question though.
Go on.
Are you man have any of you man suffered this jet lag thing for real?
I fell asleep yesterday for a long period of time,
Okay. What does that mean?
but that's it.
Okay.
What is jet lag? Because I was talking to somebody. I said I don't actually know what jet lag is. I don't think I get jet lag.
All right. So jet lag is when you have flown to a time zone that is significantly different to your own,
Yes.
and when you return to your native,
Your home country.
your home, your domicile country, your body clock is still on the time zone of the place that you came from and hasn't adjusted to the place where you are. So the symptoms are you're up when you should be sleeping, You're sleeping when you should be up. This confusion, slight discombobulation, and maybe your motonary skills may be affected by this. And it normally takes a while for you to get back into the flow of things.
Well, that would have to indicate that wherever you was, you slept in the first place.
What do you mean?
I didn't sleep in Cuba. You didn't sleep.
Yes, you did.
Not really.
All right.
How many days did I sleep there? I slept like an hour or two a day.
All right. Then.
Yeah, but your body acknowledged that it was night time.
Yeah, that maybe, but
So it's that acknowledgement.
But I don't think it messed me up here, because when I came back, I had a little nap, but then when the night time came to sleep, I slept.
Okay.
So I didn't have any issue going to sleep that time.
Webbs?
I fought sleep. You saw me in the
Yeah.
camp. I was fighting sleep. I managed to battle a little bit more. I think I went to sleep 11 o'clock
In the night?
properly last night. Yeah.
Gaza, you did well. Mr. Wolf?
Well, I think it will affect me more when I was in Cuba, to be honest, because in Cuba it will be, I think, 5 p.m., 5:30 in the afternoon now. And by the time, when we was there and it was like maybe 10 in the evening, then it should be a lot later, like 3 o'clock in the morning. So it didn't really affect me over there because of the adrenaline rush and the fact that we were all out there together enjoying. When I come back, not at the moment. I came back, got home, showered, went straight to work and slept for about 10 hours. So I was okay, to be honest.
Everyone's had a good sleep though.
I slept well over there as well.
Okay.
Yeah, you slept well.
Did you sleep well and chew gum while you're sleeping?
No.
Okay. What about you then? Has it hit you?
No. I generally know how to avoid this stuff now, boy.
I do have the issue where the time thing, maybe. But
yeah.
because I don't sleep normal times anyways, so it might make, but all the discombobulation and this or that, no issues there. But I would say that, yeah, my body does need to catch up with the different time. But that's my life in general anyway, so it's not the biggest deal in the world.
Okay, well, that's good. I've got a few things to talk about.
Go on then, let's hear this.
Because one of my friends just messaged me. He actually listens to the podcast from time to time, so I'm going to congratulate him because he just told me he got married today.
Heavy.
Right? I didn't know he was getting married.
Did you know he was engaged?
I didn't know he was engaged.
God damn.
I thought we was cool. We speak in a WhatsApp group every day. This is how we speak in a WhatsApp group every day. I didn't know he was engaged.
Mm-hmm. Is he black or Asian?
He's black, Nigerian.
Oh,
He's got the biggest hands you ever see. We always used to say that if he slapped you, then you will just smash your face. Like that's that. Right. So anyway, so he said that he got married today. Congratulations to him. Round of applause and all that.
Yeah.
He says he's been with the girl 6 months.
Yeah.
And then he's married.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's what
you married?
that's what they call a gunshot wedding.
Shotgun wedding.
Shotgun.
And he was so sure of himself. He was so sure of himself.
Damn, is that funny?
Yeah, it was.
It made that like it was a Jamaican. It's a gunshot wedding.
Gunshot wedding.
Gunshot. Shotgun wedding. Same thing, man.
Well, I don't know if it's a shotgun wedding because I haven't got that far into
Shotgun
asking.
wedding is it when you get the woman pregnant and then you have to marry her before she even shows or anything like that?
I'll ask
Really?
you in a minute. But I thought,
I believe so.
yeah, that's when they do shotgun wedding.
I think some people use the same term when you just meet someone and marry them very quickly.
Maybe.
Potentially, but I thought that was the reason why they used the shotgun was because of the pregnancy thing.
Yeah.
But either way,
the dad has come with the shotgun. You got my daughter pregnant. You better marry her now. Shotgun.
Alright.
Shotgun with it.
either way, congratulations to him. But I was just wondering, do you think that if you found somebody, I don't know, just say that you broke up with your significant others and you were all single, and in Cuba, and you met a lady and you really, really fell for that person, do you think that you could get married to them in that short space period of time and be cool with it? Or do you think that you would long it out just for the sake of longing it out? Even if you felt in your heart of hearts you knew that person, you would love them for the rest of your life. If that's what you actually felt.
If it was in Cuba, the answer's no.
You wouldn't wait.
I wouldn't be doing no quick marriage if it was in Cuba.
I'm talking about anywhere in the world.
Oh, just in
But
general.
why are you not in Cuba though as well?
Hoes. So,
Party, drink,
Marriage.
yeah, no, I'm not really that kind of. I don't like to make those type of semi-permanent decisions based on some shotgun thing. 6 months is not long enough, especially as I am at the age that I am now. You don't know somebody in 6 months. Sorry, they've had 30 years to be the conniving person that they are now, and you're gonna get to know them in 6 months.
You don't know
Never.
how they are.
I don't know if they're conniving.
I'm just putting it out there.
Okay.
The person that I'm talking about is actually quite a considered type person. When I say considered, he doesn't make. I don't see him to be the person that makes rash type decisions.
He's pragmatic.
Yeah, he is. He's a very calm person. Very. I like him a lot. He's a very calm person. He thinks before he speaks. He seems to be very calculated in how he does things. Not in a bad calculated way, but he doesn't. I don't see him just running out on the block doing madness. So for him to do this, he must have had a particular reason, which eventually I'll get into. Because we usually go for dinners at that time, so maybe one time we go to dinner and we'll sit down and ask the questions as why. But I don't know. I just wondered, you not be able to do it. I think Stav's one of the ones that I think would might do it. You wouldn't do it either.
No, I'll never marry someone within 6 months.
I don't know. You just the emotional type, innit? So
No,
Oh my God, there's Punani. Let me marry you now.
no, I could love somebody within 6 months very easily. I think everyone could really, but not marry you within that time because I feel you need a lot longer to solidify the knowledge in your head that this person you can be with for the rest of your life. It's not about the love. It's about can we stay together, and it's not necessarily even do I love you? Do you love me well enough? Can you put up with me because I know I'm hard work. And I know that some people are built for things for a short period of time. It's like having one of them old cars that were built 20, 30, 40 years ago that last long, and car that's built now, when it gets into a crash, it's crumpled. And there's nothing wrong with that because they're meant to crumple to save you from the impact. The car's meant to take that impact. But the old school cars, they would have just had a little dent. You might be dead inside, but the car will just be dented, you get me? That car's going to last you a long time. So most people can deal with me in the beginning. And then after a while, it's like, this person is wearing down on me. Stav is too much work. And then after a year, there's like, I can't deal with you anymore. Or they change. They start switching. They start getting snappy with me. And I would have not known that because I would have married them in 6 months. And then 6 months later on down the line, they're looking at me with the side eye, tossing food at my head when I'm sleeping.
Vegetables.
Yeah, vegetables.
I think it's possible. I don't think it's something that I would do.
Okay.
I doubt it, but I wouldn't rule it out entirely.
We're going too fast.
No. I mean, I think that you can build a connection with somebody, a real strong bond in a short period of time. And sometimes when when forces align and, the stars align with each other and you may go through certain high and low points in such a short period of time and then it kind of plateaus, and that plateau could be the point where you look at each other and think, Rod, I need you, you need me, let's do this. I think it's possible. I know you don't like the term, but you know what I mean. I think it's possible. I'm not sure if it's something that I would do, but saying it's possible, I've actually seen it happen. It's happened a number of times. Sorry?
You ain't doing that.
yeah, but okay. Let's sing and then I'll add a little bit to it.
No.
So okay, let's say that is a case that you met the girl. The girl is an immigrant, and they've only got 6 months papers.
Immigrant.
Yeah, they come to the country. You meet them outside. They got 6 months to stay here. The only way that they can extend their stay really is to get married. You don't really have the funds to keep going back and forth there, back and forth here. She hasn't got the funds to go back and forth here.
You know the answer to the question.
No, I'm asking the question. But you really have this connection with this girl, and the only way you can save that particular connection is to get married. You still want it. You'd risk it and say, "No, forget that," because I don't want to do it too fast.
No. I don't think I would marry for that reason.
No, you're not married for. You still love the girl. You love the girl the same way you would have. You love the girl.
You are married for that reason.
Simple Simon said no.
Boy,
Check your wire. Just when you touch it, it's kind of making a noise still.
is that better?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So you're saying no. You're saying no. You're saying what? No as well. You're
All
saying
of
no
us
as
are
well?
saying no.
I'm married.
Except for
Bro.
Webs.
You marry?
You would do it.
Yeah, if I really loved the girl, and the only way I could save the girl was to marry her
Why are you
after the 6
saving
months.
her?
Did you say save?
Why are you
Save her.
saving her? I was thinking, why are you saving
The
her?
Freudian slip. Because anywhere but England is not good for you.
Was she from Syria or something?
Mr. Wahala, if you don't marry me, I die.
I'm saving her from herself, innit?
Desperado, new name for rude boy.
Imagine if you met a man like me and you have to go and find rubbish. Are you mad? She's got me now, so I'm saving her from everywhere else.
Whatever.
I'm saying, look, if I love that person and I think that those person is potentially the love of my life, and the only way that I can save that relationship is to marry, I'll marry, man.
No, but she goes back, and then you go back with her in a couple of months.
No, I just said you can't go back. You ain't got the funds.
You're broke. You're
So how are you gonna get married?
You don't have to pay big money to get married. You go to the registry and get married. Old school style.
Sounds desperate to me, boy.
And then you take
Sounds like our parents.
you take them
If
papers.
it's meant to be,
Yeah.
If it's meant to be, then it will be.
I want to know. I'm gonna ask my parents how long they were together before they got married, and it might not be longer than the 6 months.
No, it's longer than that.
It's longer than
How
that.
long was it?
Because I remember,
Longer than that.
I remember your mum and dad. If I remember rightly, your dad was saying that your mum was saying no to him for so long.
Yeah, that's him knowing of her existence. That's not been dating, though, is it?
Yeah, but I'm saying
They used to live on the same street. Doesn't mean that he wasn't dating her for maybe. He might not have been dating her for longer than 6 months.
But I don't know about that.
I'm gonna ask because I know a lot of the old school people used to get married way quicker than that
Very quickly.
because they wanted to enter. It's true. It's true. I'm not telling lies.
Maybe not.
So, I don't know. But anyway, congrats to that person. I just wanted to see whether or not you guys.
I want to ask you though, like, how do you feel as his brethren in a group, WhatsApp group? You go out to dinner and you're cool, and you didn't know that he was even engaged in getting married.
That's his business.
Can he be a friend then? Is that a true friend?
Yeah, it could be. I don't have to know everything about his life. He doesn't have to know everything about mine.
Yeah, but that's a significant part of his life.
Maybe he didn't know until today that he was going to get married.
Nah, man. He knew, man.
You never know. Maybe the spirit took him and he said, you know what?
I'm prejudiced. Stop making excuses for
I was in Cuba a week. I don't know. No incident. Maybe he told somebody else.
Even more so because you're actually getting married. Isn't that the kind of conversation that you would have with someone
No,
that is getting married?
not necessarily.
Allow it, man. He didn't want no one.
I find it weird.
Yeah, he might not have wanted no one there.
He didn't want no mediocre trim lines in his wedding.
Did he know you was getting married?
Listen. I've seen what lurks underneath your bandana. Yeah?
I told you. I'm
out here looking like moonshine. And
I am on the verge of Once Upon a Time in China. If anybody knows that film, go and look at the lead actor, Jet Li. I'm on the verge of Once Upon a Time in China. I'm not afraid of it.
You look like the Yardie Bashment dancers.
But I'm not out here pulling off mediocre trims.
Because you can't trim. If you trim, yours will be finished.
Mediocre.
My trim's all right, man. Don't let anybody diss K again.
Part time.
K's got respect, man.
All right.
You lot don't have respect.
He hasn't got respect in these streets. He got respect on your street.
You don't even know what a barber is capable of. When was the last time a barber ever touched your head?
You clearly don't know what a barber is capable of.
You have this man is talking to me with his natural. Both of you with your natural barbers.
I know.
I've seen you. You can't talk to me after I see you this week.
I know.
Come out here looking like Mr. Burns.
I know what a barber's capable of, mate.
Smithers.
Both of you lot got God's barbers, and you're talking to me.
Man said God's barbers. You know?
Yeah, because it's natural trim you lot are getting.
Well,
I'm getting a shave, man. I'm getting a shave.
Yeah. Well.
But yeah, no, I personally find it weird, but
I was shocked, but I'm not. It didn't perplex me. It didn't upset me or anything like that. I'm not one of those guys that gets upset because somebody hasn't told me something.
no, I'm not saying that you should be vexed. I'm just, I'm just saying that it's weird. It's
I don't know.
If my friend is getting married and he doesn't tell me, I will look at him in the side eye a little bit.
Would you? I don't
My
know.
friend.
It's somebody. Okay,
friend.
Let me say
maybe we look at
we work together. We're work colleagues. I'll say we and him are cool people. We're very cool. I'm not gonna just pick up the phone. I'm not gonna pick up the phone and call him, but we speak on WhatsApp group all the time. Yeah,
you close?
Not as close as like us, man.
Yeah, obviously.
But I'll say I've known him for about 10 years.
That's a long time, mate.
Yeah, because we worked with each other for a long time. But I'm not gonna pick up the phone and necessarily call him out of the blue. But because we talk in a WhatsApp group every day, so I don't really have to. I might not know other aspects of his life either. Do you know what I mean? So we don't necessarily get into that personal type thing. One of us having a child.
Got married to a man.
I doubt it, but that could happen. I don't know.
So you're not sure whether he's gay or not?
I don't believe he's gay. I've known him to have girlfriends. I've not known him to have anything to do with men.
Okay.
And I'm assuming if he was gay, that would be the first thing he would tell us in the group.
Mr. Wolf, in reality, it's a minor, man. Just count the savings, isn't it?
Yeah,
count the savings from not having to go to a wedding because that's a suit, that's a da-da-da, that's a da-da-da. You save some money, man.
I've known you for a long time. You only recently said something to me that I didn't know about it for a long time.
What's that? You think I want it on the podcast?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But you was talking about it openly in the holiday.
All right.
This happened to me before.
About your status.
Okay.
Listen, we don't need to know about his HIV business.
You're such a fool. Yeah, idiot.
Oh, what? We're talking about that now, yeah?
But you know what I mean? I didn't know about that until how many years, and I'll see you every week. So yeah, so you know what I mean? It's not necessarily a case that you're gonna tell your friends everything.
What?
It's happened to me before, though. You know Super and them lot?
Yeah,
You know the DJ?
yeah.
He fully got married.
Oh, see,
Fully got married. I didn't even know about it. And then we were having some casual conversation afterwards, and it came up in conversation. So I must have said to him, "Oh yeah. Great wedding. Thanks for the invite." And he got all emotional about it, like, "Oh man, I'm sorry, whatever." I said, "Well, you're clearly not sorry because you got my number. When you wanted to phone me for something else, you phoned me, didn't invite me to your wedding." But I was just like joking with it, but he got really bent out of shape about it.
because it's a big deal for certain people.
Yeah, but his thing was he didn't have the numbers. Obviously, you know, wedding you have to have a certain amount of people because of the cost or whatever. So he had limited numbers or what have you. It's fine. So he was explaining himself, really over explaining himself. I was saying, "It's cool, bruv. It's just a wedding." He's like, "Yeah,
but some wedding can make and break friendships, you know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
And families as well.
I hear that, but I'm not gonna break up with him over that. Really,
Break up with him.
I've got
hey, friends, it's a relationship, man.
No.
I've got
Sounds weird.
If me and you stop talking, it's a breakup.
I've got number problems as well
What's that?
with the wedding.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm
What's your
above
maximum?
numbers. I'm supposed
You're
to only
above.
I'm supposed to have 150, and then hers is also meant to be.
150
And at the moment, I'm above.
for a Nigerian wedding.
No, my side is 150. Her side also then 150.
So 300.
Yeah, so
So
300.
do what any sensible man is doing and takes from her side, innit?
Yeah, but if her side is there and she's got, I think, how can I just take from her side?
Because you're the man.
No, to be honest, sometimes I want. If it was up to me, if I wasn't offending my family, I would remove a lot of the people that I don't even know who they are. Remove them. I might have to, but my mom told me the other day that I have to send the save the date with my face on it. I said why? She said so they know who you are. I said, I can be coming to my wedding. I can be coming to my wedding. They don't know who I am.
I love Nigerian.
I'm got offended because I said that, you know.
I love Nigerian. And then she got offended.
She got offended because I said that.
What did you say?
Yeah, you need to wait for people to stop laughing or say it clearly or stop shouting.
What did you say?
I said to her, so mom, don't you think that, you know, if I have to send them a picture for them to know who I am for my wedding, maybe they shouldn't come to my wedding though.
Yeah.
Maybe and my mom got offended because I said that.
I agree with you though.
I love Nigerians.
with that statement.
I love Nigerians.
That's peak, man. Like I have to. How can you have to know? You don't know who they are.
Put your face on the save the date so they know who you are.
From what I've heard from people organising weddings, I know a few wedding planners and what have you, that you have to be quite firm in the way that you approach this kind of thing, man.
You don't have to be.
Well,
I wasn't.
or blunt, whatever it is. There's certain people who may be your family or who are your extended family that you would like to come, but you just got to tell them no.
It's people with kids,
and that's firm and that's blunt as far as I'm concerned.
Well, if you're watching numbers, then
Yeah.
I wasn't really watching numbers.
Yeah, that's why you was alright, innit? Because you just made it big enough that the numbers fit. In a way,
It's the same as yours. From what you just said.
How many did you have at your wedding? Then?
During the day, it's 300.
How?
yeah, I haven't really got an evening thing at the moment, so I might have to remove some for the evening.
But the okay, remember for me, I was quite close with the people I used to work with in the old place, and none of them really got invited to the day. One of the person makes cakes, so they had the invite because they were there sorting out the cake, and so that's it. So they all had to come in the evening. There's people, satellite bedrooms and whatnot that had to come in the evening from both sides. All the ESNers, a lot of them had to come in the evening because there was no space in the day because it was all family in the day.
The ESN group guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the group stuff.
They're not coming to my wedding, but because I haven't got numbers for them. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to sort out some of these numbers. Some people might not make the cut, boy.
So what, are you slightly trying to tell the man something? Am I not invited? Is that what you're saying?
Well, you're one as a groomsman, but your missus can't come.
Okay. My missus hold on, Gaza.
Did you know he was a groomsman?
I didn't. I just found out.
I told you
wow.
you was a groomsman from a long time ago. That's why there's a group of 4 of you with you in it.
I found out that I wasn't a groomsman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't deserve it.
You know,
Groomsman for who?
for you.
I only got 4 people that's groomsmen.
I don't know how. I can't remember how the conversation started, but
He had bare numbers. I got 4. If I could make it 3, I made it 3 even.
Man getting offended that you're not groomsman.
no, not at all.
You gotta be
What
honest,
do you mean you found out I wasn't one?
You gotta
Like the default is I am one,
No.
and you have to tell me I'm not.
No,
I thought
I'm
you
just
knew.
saying that I found out just the other day because he has only just got the news. Simple Simon, that he's a groomsman.
No.
He didn't know.
He didn't know.
When you have to opt out of something or opt into something, that is a difference. You cannot find out I wasn't a groomsman. You find out you are a groomsman.
Either way, bruv. Whatever the
You
case,
should have known, man.
I found out that I
Only man's
am
over
not
5'8".
going to be a groomsman, or that the groomsman numbers do not include me. However you want to put it.
I love the English language.
You get me?
I love
Let me-
it 'cause
however you wanna
do
put
you
it.
know how much information is in that sentence when you said that?
Yeah,
Let me soften it for you. The reason why I didn't want you
There's
as a
no
groomsman
softening.
is because I didn't want
don't-
somebody as good looking or better looking than me to stand alongside me.
So why am I there then?
Because your hair is gone.
So like,
What are your- what are-
eradicate me first.
This one is fat now. Your hair is thinning. Ryder's hair is grey, and he looking old these days.
What's it feel like being the ugliest in the crew?
I'm not the ugliest in the crew.
Who is?
Where does that come
I
from?
might actually be the ugliest in the crew. You know, I just noticed that in the ESN, in the face, I'm probably the ugliest. But I think I could get more girls than you,
Then who?
him,
Then Stav.
Stav, and I think I could get more girls than a couple of you actually if I started to put actually effort into it.
Oh, suck it.
If I had to put effort into it, and that's with my fat self as well. Not even if I slimmed more down.
The way I am now, I don't think I would get much play.
You wouldn't be able to catch the woman to talk to her.
Nah,
I'm so unfit. I'm out of breath.
especially if she's in the sea.
That's how Stavros was when he went snorkeling, boy. He went in there for a couple of minutes and he was, I'm so unfit.
Listen, I want the listeners to know that Stavros went in the water with his string vest on.
Yes. No. The whole of Jamaica's saying yes right now.
With
Yes.
his string vest and
Man,
life jacket.
Marina to blood club.
You might as well have a string vest life jacket with holes in it.
Listen, when I jumped in the sea, all you heard was, oh, Misty.
You're a joker. Yeah, baby girl. My voice is gone.
Baby girl. Yeah, but mine too.
My voice is gone. But I know why my voice is gone.
Why?
Because I was screaming with your friend all night long. At the party with Hot Rod. I was screaming, man.
Oh, Hot Rod, man.
Oh, man, I was screaming like a bitch.
That was one of the greatest nights in Cuba.
Yeah, man. Last night. You should have done the Drake verse last night in Cuba. Should have laced it down on the mic while we were out there.
Well, to not rub it into the listeners or to bore them with our Cuban things, let's just put the pin on it and do the one last Cuban story that we were meant to get to last week and we forgot. And it's been a running conversation for the last week, and we're bringing it now to you, the masses. Hashtag ESN pod. It's a question. We need your assistance. So what happened was, we were in an art gallery stroke club.
Something
stroke
that you would
bar,
never find here.
Stroke multiplex venue.
Stroke theatre.
So it was a mad thing.
Fabrica de Arts, right?
I've been trying to explain it to people and I can't.
The mad thing is, I came in. Everyone, the dude Alejandro that was assisting us whilst we was there, told us, make sure you go to this place. Yeah, get there early because it gets busy. Okay, so we've gone in, and
we got there early.
Yeah, we got there early. We've gone in, and you had the ground level that I didn't even know there was an upstairs, first of all. So what I saw was like a fancy schmoozy kind of art gallery kind of thing. This new
Shoreditch.
fandangle. Yeah, think of Shoreditch or what did I call it in the part of America? The Meat District in America, in New York. If you know about that kind of vibe, like it's this pretentious kind of new age kind of art gallery thing. It's not your typical art gallery, but they had art there. Whatever, in like a factory kind of place. And then outside you had the bar. Had a little stand where they were serving food. And I thought that was it. So I sat down outside and I thought, why did man send us here? Is this a big deal? And then I'm sitting there and we've taken a group picture, people have had some drinks, and then them man's have scattered. And I was still just sitting there. Then Simple Simon comes back and said, Stav, they're doing something upstairs, I was like, what? He said they're doing some performance or some Yoruba kind of thing. I said, is it? All right, let me go upstairs. I didn't even know there was upstairs. Go upstairs. And I'm watching this performance, and then I get transfixed. I'm standing there, everything fades away, and I'm just watching this performance, and these people are going on it on the stage. So I was quite impressed with it. So from there, that perked me up a bit. I was like, this is really nice.
Yoruba, by the way. Yoruba thing. I know you said so, but let's just emphasize it.
Okay. So then I see now now that that's finished, I see there's an opening to the right. And there's 3 different ways to actually get into this place, actually, by the way, from where you're standing. So I've come up one way, not knowing that there's another 2 different ways to go elsewhere. So I've come out to the right side, and then I've gone into another room. And then I've gone into another room. And then I've gone upstairs to another part of the art gallery. And then I've gone seen another performance somewhere else, totally else. And then I've gone somewhere else. And then I've gone to a restaurant part. And then I've gone to a private room. In the VIP section, there's like proper private rooms where there's tables, where you can have restaurants. There's madness going on. There's hidden doors that just look like you shouldn't be going through. And then you go through the door and there's another place for where they're performing music. I think this place is mad. It's massive. It's mad. It was wicked. So I enjoyed myself towards the end. So, do you remember what it was called again, Mr. Wolf? You gave the name?
Fabrica de Art,
yeah,
I believe.
there you go.
Yeah.
If you go to Havana and Cuba, please check that out.
Make sure, man.
Somebody nudged this old black here. All right. Oh, okay. Ooh.
Agitation.
Ooh.
The Cuba Blues. The Cuba Blues.
Anyway, whilst upstairs, I saw a piece of art that I fell in love with. I inquired how much it cost. It was 7 pieces of 7 photos.
Photographs, yeah.
Yeah, that made one scene $18,000. But I want the artist to receive that money. It was that beautiful. But I won't bother getting into that. But whilst I was looking at it, I told one of the mans them to look at it as well. And am I going to say this part of the story? Or skip that bit?
Go on. I don't even know what you're going to say.
Well, basically, somebody got told off for recording somebody else's bum.
There's not a problem in that.
What? Come on now.
Problem with that?
What, in saying it on the podcast?
Okay.
Oh, I thought you talking about actually doing it. All right.
So what happened is, somebody that we were with might have caught a little bit of a bottom of one of the girls that was walking past whilst he was taking a picture of the artwork. But the boyfriend of that person happened to be there, all 5'2" of them, and started to make a fuss about, rightfully so. Man, I saw you, man. Don't go on like let me see your phone.
An American guy.
Yeah, American guy. He's trying to grab the phone of one of the boys. And for me, I kind of could see maybe the person did know they were in the wrong, because I know my boy is not exactly the most calm person in the world when they're fronted with aggression. When there's no aggression, they're all joy and bubbles. But when there's aggression come, they step up. And in this case, hunching over the person, he said, I'm going. Leave me alone. Just stay there. I'm going. And I'm thinking, why are you just walking away? The man's there screaming at you, trying to grab your phone. And then you're telling him, leave me alone. I'm going. Just stay there. Innit? Go. And he went. But the dude was still very vexed, rightfully so. Where you going, man? I'll knock you out. And he said that whilst my man has already gone, but he heard that and he came back around. Then the aggression came. You're going to do what? You're going to do what? You're going to do what? And I was like, oh, it might kick off here. Now, as you heard last week, if you listened to the podcast weekly, there were 14 of us. So eventually one of the other boys has come and taken the boy on my side away. And one of his friends, because they are free American dudes, I believe this is the way it happened. There were 3 American dudes that have come out with their women. So 6 of them in total. So the woman that had her picture taken was saying, stop it, don't worry about it, leave it, to the man. One of the man's boys was pulling him away. And I was talking to the third dude. And we were being quite calm with each other. I was like, sorry, man, sorry. I said, listen, you're in a foreign land. We're in a foreign land. Let's not, disrespect this place. Make sure your boy doesn't come back and start a problem. I can see he really wants to fight because there's enough of us here. And then the person I was talking to, who was quite calm up to that point, when he heard that, said, what do you mean there's enough of you? What are you trying to say? What the fuck are you trying to say? There's enough of you. And then from that point, I just rolled my eyes. I said, all right. And I just walked away. I just left it because obviously now he's getting aggressive. I don't need to add to this aggression myself. So I've left it. So that's the end of that story. Other stuff happens, but it's not important to the story I'm asking you now. Now, the question I'm asking you listeners, remember, hashtag ESN pod, let us know. Do you think I threatened this guy? Because everybody around the table and everybody that was in Cuba said that I threatened,
including Alejandro,
including the man who is the peace process.
You get me?
Said that I threatened the guy. Now, when I came home, my beautiful wife, again, always shows me why she's my wife. I gave her the scenario, and then she said, I said, do you think I threatened him? And she said, I can see why you saw it as a threat, but I know you didn't threaten him. And I said, I didn't put words in your mouth. I even led you down the road to say, yeah, you threatened him. She said, I see why he saw it as a threat, but you didn't threaten him. I said, thank you. So that is my look at it. But everyone else is saying, no, it's just a threat. You don't tell somebody you have lots of people with you without threatening them. And I was saying this is more a warning, because not only do I not want to fight, you're going to lose the fight. And I'm the peaceful one. And even me, I would stomp on your face after, so.
Shots fired. Take two more in your bomber clot. That's literally what I'll go out there.
Man. Shots. Sometimes you
called him a pussy to his face.
I didn't.
Two more in your bomber
That's what you did, man. As soon as you
I said that you're outnumbered.
Stav.
you said pussy.
You're outnumbered.
pussy.
Numbered pussy.
So, what is it? Is it Peanuts? When it's like, wah, 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 wah. That's what he was hearing.
Yeah. He was
Wah,
saying
wah,
pussy,
wah,
pussy,
wah, wah.
pussy.
Bit,
13 of us.
pussy. Yeah, I bet you.
Pussy.
I didn't mention the number. I just said there's
There's
enough
enough
of us.
of us.
Yeah.
You threatened him. No matter how you look at it, you threatened him.
No, I warned him that
Bruv,
that there
There's
are
enough
not-
of us.
Hey, did you ever see that rap beef? That time where the guy said, yeah, and I got the cowl on me, and he pulled up his top, and then the man smacked him in his mouth immediately.
Wow.
They had spent the whole rap battle talking about how they're going to shoot each other. The moment he goes, yeah, and I got the cowl on me, and pulls up his top, smacked him in the face. He didn't actually threaten the guy. He just
the man lifted up his top and showing that he had
just show his waist. He didn't even have the gun. He just showed the waist, and the man
and then the
man
other person slapped him.
clocked him in his mouth
Why?
because he saw it as a threat.
But you just said he didn't even have anything on him.
Yeah, but he saw it as a threat.
But you just said they were the whole time they were insulting each other,
Yeah, yes.
saying that they'll shoot each other.
He saw it as a threat, and he went for it.
You can see it as a threat. That's fine. You can see it as a threat, but
I think all of us know that you weren't
You threatened him.
openly threatening him, but
But you threatened
he
him.
and anybody else in his position would have seen it as such. It's as simple as that.
I wasn't for a moment suggesting that you were actually threatening him. What I'm saying is what you said was a threat. Whether
And
you
it was
like it or not.
received as a threat.
I not be threatening him. But I said about a threat.
The same-
Because you as a
way-
person, we know you as a person. Just
Exactly.
like your missus says, I know you. You wasn't threatening him.
Yeah, but I can see why he took it as a threat.
Yeah, after you guys explained it, I said, all right, fair enough. Because in the beginning, I just couldn't even see why it's a threat. Because in my head, clearly, I'm just telling you, you got girls there, innit? You don't want to. If I had the option and somebody could tell me, listen, because he did. Oh, for the sake of the story, he only saw me plus 2. So as far as these guys are concerned, there's 3 guys and on their side, and there's 3 guys on our side. That's all they know. And I'm telling him that no, there are. I don't know. He doesn't know how
There were
many.
9 others.
It was
10.
It was
11
It was
others.
11. He doesn't know that there were 11 other guys, but I'm telling him there are enough other guys. That's all. The warning is: don't get your women involved in some sort of fight. It's not a fair fight. Don't get them involved and you know.
I
That's
don't know
it.
where I was.
So I would want somebody to give me that warning because my woman's safety is paramount.
One. Don't tell next man about his woman and what's good for his woman.
Gaza.
Wow,
That's a disrespect.
I would find out where.
That's a disrespect.
I'll tell him what's good for his woman.
on his own. Yeah.
What's good for his woman is me.
2.
If somebody, Jesus Christ, goddamn, fall to heaven.
Take your
If you
woman
tell man that you got bare man for him, they're gonna take it as a threat regardless because
Gaza.
you are calling them a pussy. You're saying basically you cannot win,
back. Of course you can't win.
but you don't know whether or not they can win.
Okay, but the likelihood is you're not going to win.
Yeah, but
3
you're-
versus 14.
but
don't
as far as he's concerned-
it doesn't evenly go into
As
those
far as he's
numbers.
concerned, he's American. He can do anything. You know, they're Trump supporters and all that.
America.
So then, he thinks that he can do it. So who are you to tell him that he can't?
If you said that to Jet Li,
a
would you reckon?
mathematician.
Innit? If you said to Jet Li, there's more of us than there are of you, would that make a difference? You could kick them all down, innit?
Not necessarily.
We don't know that this 5'2" man ain't a Jet Li.
Fair enough.
I know that he, in a fight, maybe, but I think if it got down to it, it might not just be a fight.
It could be something else.
Yeah. So that's what I've just said. In the end, they're gonna lose. But yeah, it was a threat, man. I can't believe we're having this argument still to this day that you
To this day!
you don't think it's not a threat. And I think at one point we're gonna have to poll it to the public to find out whether or not they believe it's a threat.
That's in fact that is going to be it. Go to our Twitter, ESN podcast at ESN podcast, and I'll put the poll up.
Put a poll up and see.
I'm
whether
going to
or not
put the
it's a
poll
threat.
up. I want you to make the vote. So it's going to be based on this questionnaire. So hopefully it can work. Whose belly's talking?
You get me?
No, I was rubbing my arm against the seat and it made the fart noise.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right, well, there you go. That is, I think, we
Cuba.
might touch on Cuba again, but hopefully that's the end of it.
Talking about threats, then, whilst we're talking about the subject of being beaten up and threats and whatnot, obviously, since we've been away, there's a whole load of heap of palaver going on that we was cut off from the world from. And one of it is to do with this guy from Empire. This Jussie, is his name Jussie or Jesse?
I don't know, man.
Jussie is
Jossie's Giants.
Jussii.
Does anyone know Jossie's Giants?
How do you spell it? Jussie, Jussie Smollett.
Let's have a look.
Or Smollett or something.
Is that the gay one?
Yeah, the one in Empire, the brother, the oldest one.
Okay.
Never watched an episode of him.
But anyway, he's gay in
Neither
that
have I.
and he's gay in real life, I think.
Okay, yeah.
So anyway, there was a story a few weeks ago. There was a story that I think we touched on the story in the
I didn't
podcast?
touch on it, but I think I didn't touch on it anyway.
Yeah, well, basically, I think there's a reason why we didn't touch it because we didn't know anything about it. I don't think at the time, or yeah, so
It was fresh news.
Jussie Smollett,
Yeah, so basically, he said that two white
who
men.
has been suspended, by the way,
all right. Let me
on Empire.
let me
Breaking
get
news
this.
3 hours ago.
3 days ago for anybody that's listening to the podcast.
Anyway, go on.
Oh, okay.
It's,
So,
it's okay, bruv.
a few weeks ago, he was he said that he was attacked by a group of two white men that were wearing MAGA hats that beat him up because of the fact he was black and the fact he was gay,
And he had the news.
and then they put a noose around his neck, and that's what he said. They put a noose around his neck, and they tried to throw bleach on him.
Right.
Because he went out in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. to go and buy a Subway sandwich.
Does anyone know if he's actually gay?
Yeah, he's gay.
He is gay. Okay.
Yeah.
he's good.
So that was the story then. That was when it first came out, was the story. And obviously a lot of black people were in uproar.
A lot of celebs kind of put his face on their Instagram and things like that.
But
I saw it, man.
it wasn't a black thing. It was a gay thing.
It was a gay
as well.
thing. Yeah,
They said that they attacked him for being gay.
Oh, okay.
I wonder if those people still got his face up on there. It'd be interesting.
I don't think that they do. So since we've been away, there's a lot of things that's been said. Well, before we went away, people were already suspecting that this story was a bit suspect because it sounded a bit dodgy. So they was finding all these little clues that was like, this doesn't make any sense.
Well, one of the ones is, I think, you're going back into his hotel. He had the Subway sandwich.
Yeah, they had Subway sandwich still in the hotel. When he
take those black people away from their food.
when he called the police. Sorry, he called his manager first, or his publicist, or whoever it was first, before he called the police. Right, which is a bit dodge. That's dodge, man.
I don't in that field. No, man.
You call the police. You think that somebody's attacking your life? I'm gonna call you. Stav, come. Why?
Yeah, some people would.
I'm calling the
They call
police.
their boys before they call the police.
But that's
yeah.
not their boy, innit? That's Lee Daniels. He called the director of Empire. Why? But anyway, so he called that person before he called the police. Then when he called the police, the noose was still around his neck. Exactly. He left it round there like a chain, like a medallion, to show them. Apparently.
All right. Okay.
Then when they asked for his phone, he refused to give him his phone. He said he showed you the victims on his phone already because they wanted to check for evidence of, the times of calls and whatnot. He refused to give them the phone. And then anyway, so they started to find all these little bits and bobs. So people started feeling that it was a bit suspect from then. But then we went on holiday. And whilst we was on holiday, things all seemed to kick off. Now, what seems to happen is that they've now identified two... I don't know why they keep saying Nigerian men. It's not just saying men, but they keep saying Nigerian men. So we're going to say Nigerian men as well. Who have previously worked with him on Empire as extras. One of them is meant to be quite close to the guy. In fact, to the point where he's only got 600 people he follows on Instagram, and he's one of these people that he follows. I don't know when that became a prerequisite of being close with somebody, but it seems to be in this case. And I think one of them actually might help him do personal training as well. I'm not too sure. But anyway, so they found video evidence of them going into a shop and buying all of the items that was used in the...
Video evidence.
Yeah, of them purchasing that. I'm sure I got video of them purchasing it at the shop.
God damn, what he said.
I think anyway.
The rope for the news, the bleach, and
the bleach. I think they've got video of evidence of them doing it. I think I saw it anyway, of them at the till with them all the items.
yeah.
And they've actually spoken to the two guys, and they've also admitted that they practiced this thing with him.
Yeah.
At some point. So basically now they've charged him with because what happened was somebody sent in a letter to him with death threats on the letter.
Yeah.
So when you've done that now, apparently in America, this is going off things I've heard though. Apparently in America, if you do that, if you send something through the post, it then becomes a federal crime or something like that.
Okay, yeah, because you've now used the postal system.
Yeah, so now it's become a federal crime, and now they're charging him with a federal crime.
Yeah.
Of what's that thing when you tell lies? I forgot what they call it.
Telltale.
Yeah,
We'd like to charge you with being a telltale.
being a bitch, but snitching.
It's called
Misleading the police, man.
no, it's there's a term for it. I know what you're talking about.
But anyway, he's been charged.
Term.
He's been charged with basically lying to the police and whatever.
Perjury.
And
Perjury.
perjury. And now, as Mr. Wolf has kindly said, he has now been removed from Empire. Apparently, they thought he was going to be removed from Empire anyway. He was looking to be written out. And there's just speculation that he might have done this to stop himself from being written out, because then he might be relevant to people outside.
Yeah, because I haven't watched the program before, and I didn't know this person because I knew of the program, especially in the beginning when it was popping, and I knew the actors that I knew before the program, but I didn't know anyone new. So if he came up through that program, then I didn't know of him. Is only so because he was training before we left, and I'm like, who is this dude? And I read this story. I said, okay, that's a shame, and that was that. But
he's one of the main characters in the program.
But that's the point. I don't know who he is. He could have walked down past me by Main Street. I wouldn't know who he is. But now I recognize his face. Now I know who he is. So he did raise his stock in terms of his name was out there all over mass media. And now, if you were the producers of the program, you would be like, well, 2 reasons it's hard to get rid of him. One, he's the victim. It's hard to just write the victim out of your story now. Wow, he had this hard time, and then you just kick him off the show as well. Like, wow,
What's he a victim of?
the crime, innit?
He would have, if it was real, he would have been a victim of a hate crime.
And then 2, he's now one of the most known people in the program. Why would I want to get rid of him? I should write him in more. Put him in there, because now people might watch the program because of him.
So here's the thing. I saw his name trending on Twitter. Never ever actually went into reading the detail of what was said. All I knew that he was allegedly, what was it? Either kidnapped or something, and they tried to noose him. That was it, but I didn't know the full details of it. So now, when you just explain the details, as soon as you said 2 mans in MAGA hats, I immediately thought this is bullshit.
In Chicago,
In Chicago,
in the middle of the night,
in the middle of the night,
when it was snowing,
because he went to go and get a sandwich,
they were waiting for him.
and they were waiting for him. It just sounded like bullshit all over. How he even tried to pull this story off, I don't know. But more importantly, is this now going to do what it would do to a person who was just black? Is this going to shine some light on the gay community now and have people saying negative stuff about them or scrutinizing them now?
Well, one comment I saw, we found a way to blame black men.
For fuck's sake.
Well, the black men did do it.
They said that this thing, unfortunately, has given white men or white people the opportunity to insult blacks, and black men the opportunity to insult gays. Basically, look what they did. Look what they did. Lying bastards. I was like, ugh. For some reason, black men are just getting it in our community.
Either way,
the woke community is just not happy with black men, and they'll find a way.
Either way, whether you like it or not, he has brought into question the stock of these 2 groups of people just by this stupid action.
But it's one action. It's like saying,
It doesn't matter.
oh, because a girl has cried rape when she hasn't been raped, she's called into question all the times that other men have been accused of rape. It's one person. You take that isolated person, and you say you did a foolishness. No, all your people did a foolishness.
I agree with you, but unfortunately, he is of visible standing within the public.
But he's light-skinned
because he's an entertainer of some description. So he has more he has more eyes on him than the average black gay man would have.
That's very true.
So he's now put that community into.
He's a poster boy.
He's a poster boy, but he's now put that community into the crosshairs, and it's not for any noble reason. He was doing it for selfishness. There isn't even a cause that you could forward by his action being successful. He is just proper. If he had been successful, we would have been saying, that the gay community is disproportionately prosecuted, the black community is disproportionately prosecuted, and we would have been riding with that rhetoric or with that narrative. But on this particular occasion, it's not true. It's a scumbag.
There's still people there that's trying to believe him as well, which I think is amazing.
It's a scumbag.
Even Trump was at one point, tweeting his condolences to him and all this type of stuff. Trump's probably rubbing his hands.
Oh, no, Trump really cussed him.
Yeah, now after he's found out.
Yeah.
But before he was like, "Oh, condolences to him," but then now,
He's like, you need to apologize to the MAGA nation.
oh wow,
Yeah, but
He's right though.
and in this case, I don't blame him.
I
Yeah, but
didn't know there was a nation.
well, I'm not saying he used. I'm not saying he used those words specifically, but what he did is you used that MAGA hat to taint my people, and saying that they attacked you because of your race and because of your sexual orientation. Now that we're finding out that that's not necessarily
Such a lie
the truth,
to me.
you need to apologize to the people that you tainted. And I
agree with him.
I don't argue with him with that.
I agree with him.
Actor,
Sometimes Trump is right.
so you've been in situations where you're working for production, and you might have at one time felt your stock wasn't as heavy as maybe one of the other actors in the program. What do you think about this fool doing this particular thing? What do you think it would have done for him doing this?
If it was true, yeah, it would have raised his stock and it would have made him. Oh, he's popular now. He's popular for the wrong reasons, but his intentions were to be more popular than he is now. It's a stupid thing to do because now he's damaged his career. He's damaged any future prospects of career. He's damaged the name of the program he was doing and his producer Lee Daniels, because everybody's going to be under the microscope looking at them for that, and looking at the industry and black people in the industry to see, are these guys doing anything shady? If anything goes wrong, what could be the repercussions of it? It's a stupid thing he's done. He doesn't know how much he's damaged.
He's done for.
The whole thing.
He's
And he
finished.
is done. He's finished. He's done for.
You think so?
So you don't think you can get a career going popping from this?
He's going to have to be in some B movies.
He's going to have to do a reality show.
What
That's the next step for him.
What you're saying is he's not as good as R. Kelly to get over it.
Nah.
But even things can catch up to R. Kelly even.
That's very true. She looks like Chicago's popping this
Chicago is popping.
because at the moment Chicago is
Shut-up.
it is Chicago that is charging
Yeah.
Mr. Robert Kelly for 10 charges.
It's 11 counts. He's copped for 10.
10 charges of sexual abuse.
Sexual something, but with 17s and unders.
You keep chatting for me. Let me see if I can find the.
So R. Kelly has been
Allegedly
was it
accused.
today or no? He's been accused of sexual
Misconduct.
misconduct. It's 10 charges, I think, but 10 or 11, whichever.
You want to really read it then?
Go on.
Yeah, Chicago has.
R. Kelly has been charged with 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse. At least 9 of them involve minors. So that's what he's been charged with. So he's been charged with paedophilia and 10 counts of aggregated sexual abuse.
Aggregated.
Aggravated.
Yes, aggregated as in aggregate, as in
That's
plus
what
one.
he said.
On aggregate.
Aggravated, sexual assault.
So he was called in, turned himself in, got $1 million bail,
Shots.
and
Fire.
The bail's been denied, isn't it? They're not going to...
no, they put
Take 2 more in your bumper
no,
club.
Apparently, he's extremely disappointed and depressed. Look, the bastard. Instead of him to just shut up, he's still giving statements to say that he's feeling the way.
So what do we think about?
I'm extremely disappointed
For
and
me, well, this will lead on to another story.
I can fly.
This will lead on to another story about the Micheal Jackson estate suing the people that made the Leaving Neverland documentary that are accusing him of rape as well, and why maybe that's a good thing for them to do now, because it is that documentary that came out about R. Kelly recently that has obviously sparked all this stuff up, and this is why he's in jail right this very now as we're talking. I believe R. Kelly is in a cell, and
Writing his next album.
probably. Where have you read?
Sorry, it says, I think a particular person has come forward last week to say he has uncovered and handed in over previously unreleased footage showing R. Kelly engaging in sex with underage girls to the prosecutors. So there's more sex tapes now.
Okay.
Because remember in Survivor R. Kelly, they said that he tried to film everything and there's sex tapes all over the place
I'm still seeing this thing.
and whatever. Well, in Survivor R. Kelly, they mentioned the fact that he filmed quite a lot of the sexual acts that he done with
So
people. And at one point, some of the tapes went missing. In fact, the one that came up from Sparkle, one of the girls stole the tapes and she sold it onto somebody or gave it to somebody else, and that's how it came about in the news in the first place. So another person must have stolen another one of the tapes and now has handed it in, and now that person's now taken it to police to get prosecuted for R. Kelly.
Yeah, those will be leaked soon.
So that means that he actually could be in a lot of trouble, because I still kind of think he might get away with everything.
You reckon he's in a cell right now singing "I Can Fly"? Like, you know, like in the video, there was a little scene where he was in a jail cell going, "I can fly."
I think he's in a jail cell
If I can
writing
see
his
it.
album, writing another album.
He's not getting out.
I can penetrate.
This is it.
I think he will get bail.
Nah,
And then he'll have the trial whenever that's going to be. And then for me, it's a 50-50 thing. Those videotapes has kind of leveled it out. Whereas before, I thought he would actually get away with it.
Nah, I think that after surviving R. Kelly, he's going to jail.
He will step in the name of love, man.
I think he's going to jail. I don't even think he's going to
I
jail.
love that tune.
I don't think it's going to be a case that he's just going to go to jail on a lenient thing. He'll be out in a couple of years' time. I think they're going to make like Bill Cosby. They're going to make an example of him, and he's going to go to jail for a long time.
He's going to commit suicide.
I think
That could also happen.
possibly, maybe. No, I think he's going to fight it, and I think he'll get away.
He's going to commit suicide.
Do you really think that he's going to get away with this one as well?
He'll separate and bring
Possibly,
it back.
yeah.
I don't think he can.
What's going
Have you
on?
seen the Surviving R. Kelly?
No, not yet.
You watch it, and then you
You
come
need to
back
watch
after you
it.
watch that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's going on with this Weinstein guy?
I think Weinstein's still going through different court cases with different things. But
It's very interesting that it hasn't,
I
kicked
think
off.
Weinstein's got money to keep fighting.
he might just keep things quiet. He owns
he
the
ain't
media,
broke,
innit? He owns the media. Just tells people to keep things quiet.
I think there was about
But
6 or 7
he's in
cases.
prison now.
Yeah, crazy.
6 or 7 cases, and one of them got dropped, or 2 of them got dropped. Something like that. There was a couple of weeks before we left where it's just like, this one, the judge is dismissing this one. This one is getting dismissed. And you're looking at it like, hold on, why are these quietly just getting dismissed? Like, oh, we're not going to follow through with this one, this accusation. I don't know why. But it's been below the radar for a while.
He's a Jew.
And what's that got to do with anything?
Jews are powerful.
That's got a lot to do with it, bro. He's very powerful, man.
I just figured it out. Jussie Smollett or whatever, if he wanted to raise his career, he shouldn't have done this bullshit that he came up with. He should have done what the Fire Festival was prepared to do and go suck some dick.
It's true.
Sorry, that just came back up. As far as them being Jews and being powerful is concerned, yeah, I don't know how much sway that gives.
I think it gives a lot of sway. I mean, if R. Kelly was a white Jewish man, would he be in as much trouble as he is now?
Oh, good point.
I hope so.
I say
hope so.
hope
yeah, but you say
so,
that, but then look at the
come on,
priests. Look at the priests.
Look at the priests. Look at.
They might not be Jewish, but they're white men, and they've been abusing children for so long that
and none of them are in jail.
comedians make jokes of it. We sing about it. It's real life, and we know that. And none of them go to jail. And the Pope just says, "Oh, I'm sorry for this fuckery that happened within my thing, but while I was Pope, there's not possible that I could know of all of my popes in all of the popery doing fuckery."
Potpourri.
But it's true though, because when it comes to
in this potpourri.
when it comes to shaggery being done, he can't see possibly what's all going on. But if it's good things, he knows what everybody in his team thinks and what they're doing. Do you know what I'm saying to you? It's a bit mad.
Like mans aren't talking around the wine cooler.
You know, so like,
The wine cooler, you mean the blessed wine?
the blessed wine.
The wine cooler, yeah.
Yeah. No, so
It's depressing.
with the power, that's what happens, man.
It's depressing.
It is depressing, but it's the reality. It's where we live.
They
man.
may make an example of it because he's black. I think more so than the crimes that he's committed.
It's be one of them times I wouldn't even care.
Yeah,
As long as-
listen,
as long as
if,
he's in
if
jail and
he's
he can't-
done wrong,
and he can't get
then he should be put away for the crimes he's committed.
Yeah,
but there are
standard.
many a man of a different skin color and a different background who get away with similar things.
I just want him
I
in
think-
jail.
I think we should put him down, and then still have the conversation about the fact that he'd been put down because he's black.
Yeah, but another conversation we need to have is about what R. Kelly's psyche and discuss R. Kelly as a whole, because he himself was abused when he was young, and they need to discuss all that madness that gone on with him, because I don't know what that's.
Who is they?
The psychologists and all them people there that talk to him, innit? Because they go to prison, they should still speak to you and find out why you did the things you did. See if they can shed any light on that. In prison, I know they tend not to bother, but I suppose it should be something that they should be doing.
I just think, can't we just accept that some people are sick?
Yeah, you sick.
So why? I mean, it's interesting to find out the cause and the why and all the rest of it. But take it back to Jamie Bolger. He didn't even have that much time to live, and he was already that sick. So it doesn't necessarily have.
Jamie Bolger, the one that got
James Bowles
Jamie
is the
Bowles
one
that got killed.
Sorry, the boys
kids
that did
they
it.
killed
Two
Yeah,
boys.
they weren't older than 10, were they? Or 11? Was one of them 11 or something like that?
About 11.
They weren't older than 15. Put it that way. They ain't had enough time to really. You know what I'm saying?
You don't
And then,
know what's
and
happening
then you've
between
got
10 and
this, and then you've got this kid, this 16-year-old boy. Recently, I've seen in the papers today that was recently found guilty for raping a child. 16-year-old and killing her.
6-year-old girl.
A 6-year-old girl. So
we have to accept.
No, the big thing with that is because that happened in Scotland last year.
Yeah.
He got found quite relatively quickly, I guess. So the missing girl, found her, murdered, raped, looked for the killer,
6 years old, man.
found him. He had come on a holiday, her dad I think lived there. She had come on a holiday to go to Scotland, yada yada yada. So basically, it's happened that he's been found guilty. I think now maybe the court case has just been done, but we always knew it was a 16-year-old boy. But what happened is that for some reason the press said we want his name released. We want to write about this person, and they've never allowed the name in Scotland
until recently
not till this week
to the day
of somebody that's committed murder under 17. Well, 18 and over. They don't give the name out for whatever, the reasons of that. Plus, they're saying that it could be dangerous, that they want to rehabilitate this child because 16, and now they're never going to get the chance because now his face. The judge said this is a heinous crime. It's disgusting. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen in my career. Yes, put his name out. I'm signing it. That I'm allowing his name to be put out there for whatever reason. I don't know.
So he's setting the president.
They've kind of said
he started now.
Yeah, they kind of said that this is a one-off case. They won't set a precedent. That's the kind of.
But legally, that's not illegal. That's not how law works. Once you start something legally, then somebody can always refer back to this happened before.
It's a white boy.
This case.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll refer to the case.
Yeah,
previous
so
case.
that's why it's called precedent. The precedent has been set that it has been done. There has to be a reason why he did it. That has to be the precedent then, or we feel that he's still a danger to society, that he must be known, or whatever it is.
How long was it in the news cycle for? Because I didn't really know.
It's just happened when the day we got back. That's when it was put out. So yesterday,
okay. I ain't heard nothing about it.
The case itself, or the fact, or this boy.
The case, the boy, nothing. I haven't heard nothing.
Like I said, the case is a year old now. But the fact that the boy's name just being put out was yesterday.
They didn't make much noise about it though, did they?
They did, because I was watching the news and it was on the news. That kind of was a lot of the news actually.
So they basically set this president, and this is all going to happen in Scotland. So going back to what we were talking about regarding the R. Kelly thing, and you was talking about the Micheal Jackson thing. So apparently the family of Micheal Jackson is trying to sue these guys that's doing this film.
All right. So when we spoke about the Leaving Neverland before, Simple Simon had a good grasp of what had happened actually. I wasn't 100% sure if he was right, but I didn't stop him. But after I did listen back, and it's like, yeah, he was more or less right. The two guys that were accusing Micheal Jackson of doing stuff were, I think, the directors or the producers or whatever. They basically got the documentary rolling. It wasn't like somebody else came to them and did the documentary. It's their kind of like documentary. They accused him of doing something, then retracted it, and then tried to be pally with him. I think they wanted to be part of the concerts, or they wanted to be in Micheal Jackson's life after his death. And the estate was like, no, we're not really interested in doing anything with you. And then things flipped back, and they said, well, you did do things to us now. And then they had this documentary. So that does put a taint to their accusation because of that flip-flopping and all those kind of backstories. So now it's come out that the family or the estate of Micheal Jackson want to sue the makers of this documentary for fraud or libel, or whatever it is. Like you're defrauding. Why am I keep saying fraud? Anyway, you're chatting.
Defaming.
You're defaming our beloved Micheal Jackson, and we don't like the documentary. So that's just come out today as we're recording. So I don't know which direction that's going to go, but I think it's a good move for them to make. They've started it off early because I think it's going to be like a HBO or a Hulu documentary.
Coming on Channel 4, man.
When?
March to something.
Okay, so they're getting in there early and to at least throw some dirt on the name of the documentary before it comes out and everyone watches it. And So they're covering their bases now, and I don't blame them.
I think it's going to be a lot different from the R. Kelly one in how it's going to be received to the public.
Yeah, because of this, with the girls and the R. Kelly, from what I can see, there's no reason for these girls to lie, and some of them are even when they're defending him, they're still damning him in the same way.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, they're defending.
They're like, oh yeah, he doesn't do anything to us like this. You know, we want to be here and not see our family.
Yeah.
Like they will say something like that, and they will be like, eh.
Yeah. So even when they're defending him, they're not making it good for R. Kelly. Whereas in this case, not that I've seen the thing and not that I know exactly what it's about. I mean, or exactly the ins and outs of the documentary. Once you know the backstory of the two gentlemen in question that are talking on it, it's not as watertight as it seems with the R. Kelly, because R. Kelly is more than just two people. It's tons of people.
And women of all ages as well.
And there's videos.
Yeah.
And
are they looking to do like a second documentary or some sort?
On R. Kelly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like they've signed for 2 and 3.
Yeah.
See, now this is where, I think there's something not quite right there, It could be now deemed that it's some money-making exercise as opposed to trying to bring a man to justice.
It is. It's a mixture of the two. But there is more women that's coming forward. In fact, obviously, as you can see...
Do you have to now make a documentary and money over that? Why can't the women just come forward? The women that were accusing Bill Cosby weren't making no money-making documentary.
You don't know that Bill Cosby documentary might be coming up soon.
I doubt it, man.
And you going to watch it?
I ain't even seen the R. Kelly one. I'm not sure if I'm that fussed, to be honest.
I think you should watch it. I think everyone should watch the R. Kelly one. I think it's that interesting to see the certain things he was saying. So, like, we all know about the paedophile behavior and all that type of stuff, but there's other things in there that was just like I never knew about R. Kelly. So when they were saying that he was kidnapping people and keeping them in the house and that type of stuff, I was like, okay, yeah, all right, fair enough. But they were saying stuff like he won't let them eat. Like for days on end, he refuses to allow them to eat. I have to wait for R. Kelly to allow them to eat before they can eat food. I was like, where the hell did that come from? They will do something that he doesn't like, so then he'll stop them from doing certain things, and they have to behave like that. He liked one girl to dress like a boy, so she dressed like a boy every time that he was around. When the mum saw her daughter, she was dressed like a boy. Like, it's very interesting to watch. Very interesting.
That's not interesting to some people, though. That's all I'm saying. You're saying stuff.
It's not very interesting, but for some people, oh yeah, maybe. But I think Mr. Wolf would find it interesting. After all the videos he sends in the group, I would expect him to be one of the first ones to watch it, because it's kind of like those types of things you send.
I don't really send videos anymore.
Yeah, now
it's true,
because we've dismissed these videos. That's why.
There's no point really, is there? Whenever a video comes in, I've already seen it, and then you'll have a chat about it.
I watch your videos.
You're a fool.
I do. I'm your number one fan. I watch all your content.
You sound like
I watch
Stan,
all your
bro.
content,
You sound like Stan. You sound like Stan, man. It's scary. You think that man next door doing this on purpose?
Shots. Fire.
Potentially. You never know.
Their doorbell sounds like the doorbell at Jukebox.
Take 2 more now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's like,
Or maybe they just having a party, man.
Yeah, but yeah, I think you're right. I think it's best for them to start doing this suing thing from now, because if they don't, I don't know how they're gonna, keep up with this story that potentially might come out. And the Michael Jackson fans are already mad already, so they got backing.
I think one of us mentioned the idea of Michael Jackson in it even before this documentary came to light. That something with everything that's going on with the Me Too movement, that he could be the next one to be exposed, man. And do we now then stop listening to Michael Jackson?
There's nothing to expose with Michael Jackson.
Well, some people here have even defended the fact that he ain't done nothing.
I'm saying I don't believe he's done anything. I think there has to come a point where truth is stranger than fiction. And I think Michael Jackson may actually just be that case where because everything looks so guilty, it's actually innocent.
I'll take that one. And that one.
Shout out to the Nigerian vote for president.
Oh yeah, today, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Saturday.
Good luck. Let's hope everything goes well.
Good luck to what?
It's obvious who's gonna win.
Whoever the best leader is, potential.
The best leader won't win.
Shout out to them.
The best leader won't win. The man who made the best deal will win.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say it now, because when you hear it on Tuesday, it would have already been announced. I think Atuku's going to win. And the reason why I think Atuku's going to win is because while we were in Cuba, Atuku was in America.
Well, there you go. I think personally that it's all a nonsense. They're all jokers and they're all,
Not only is Atuku going to win, sorry, but America would have secured another oil,
some kind of deal with them,
another oil supply,
So
because they're trying to fuck Venezuela at the moment. And it's not working.
Yeah,
Because the thing that they're trying to do with the coup has just been spun.
yeah.
Anyway, sorry, continue.
No. I mean, we can touch on Venezuela because that is interesting. But so far as none of those leaders can provide the people with energy, electricity, and gas, then I have no interest in any of those, man. We're coming from a country in Cuba where they don't pay for the electric. The residents don't pay for electric. And yet we've got a country who is 5-10 times the size, with great potential and great people in there, because we always hear about the negative side of Nigeria. There's great people in Nigeria, and you can't provide these people with energy. So I say fuck y'all to all those people that are going for the presidency, unless that is one of your number one agendas. And if it's not, then up middle finger.
Let me put it more into context for you. Atuku is the head of the generator company.
Is he?
He owns the generator business.
But that's even worse.
He owns the generator business in Nigeria.
But then therefore...
He was in America last week. They shut down the deal. They must have shut down the deal for oil. He comes back. America gets oil. He continues selling these generators. Nothing changes in Nigeria. As much as Buhari wasn't great, he is better than these guys.
And he's sick. So, you know what I'm saying? He's always sick, man.
Webs, what are you saying, man? You're quiet today. What's going on?
Nothing, bro.
Yeah, it's Cuba, man. He wants to go back.
Got Cubanitis, yeah.
What's Cubanitis?
Yeah, it's definitely not what
Listen,
Stavros
Cuba.
had, boy.
That's not what Stavros had.
Stavros should have been in quarantine, boy.
All right,
He was
let's
so
go.
sick.
All right, I know we say we're not going to go back to Cuba.
So we're going to go back to Cuba.
But I
Let's
want to go
back
back to this
Cuba.
thing, because there was something that we discussed there, and I want to have a discussion about it.
What's that?
Right, so at one point in the holiday, Stav did get sick and was bedbound, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we left him.
Yeah.
Is there anything wrong with the fact that we left him bedbound?
No.
Next topic.
Because I've had this discussion and people were saying that we should have been a bit more. Maybe we should have been a bit more, sympathetic to the fact that he was bedbound.
Did someone not go back to keep an eye on him and see if he was all right?
Somebody did.
And did that person not get abused by Stav?
Yes, him and me as well.
So leave him on his own.
But should we have, as a moral compass, should we have gone to help him?
Did he have a bucket next to his bed?
No.
Oh, well, then that's the only bad thing you lot did.
I mean, I know him well enough to know that he would want to be left alone. So I left him. I didn't even go in his room. The only time I went in there was to get the iron.
This is...
Get me?
I thought, like I said, if you're man down, innit?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, man down. We left this one at the airport. In fact, we left Webslinger at the airport in another country. I left him there. I looked back when we were all on the plane. I said, "Where is Webbs? He's still at the airport." I flew off.
This was Brazil.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how come we not leave somebody in the bed?
Listen, what happened was, I think I went through a bit of hot and a bit of cold, too much. We went into the sun, then I went into the sea, and then we was in the sun again, and then we were recording the podcast in a really hot room, and then I went to edit it and upload it in the internet cafe, which was freezing. Not internet cafe really, but whatever. It was just freezing in there. So I bought something just to have a reason to be there, and it took me not long. Because I edited before I got it actually, and I just went there to upload it with a slow internet, but it wasn't as slow as I thought it was, and then wow. So I was there for about an hour, 40 minutes, an hour, and then I uploaded it, and then I came back. And by the time I got back, I was shivering, and this place was only 2 minutes walk down the road, but it took me out. So I shivered, I went into bed, and that was me finished. That was us working hard to get a podcast out there from a holiday, damn it.
To the man.
I lost 2 days of my holiday because of you, man. Instead of just enjoying myself.
But isn't influenza an external bacteria that goes into the body?
Is that what he had?
I don't. Well, it wasn't a cold, so no. So you can say that, and yes, that is true. But I don't believe that it happens when you're 100. Why does nobody get the cold like when it's nice and sunny and cool? It's got something to do with being the cold as well.
That's what I had a few months ago in January, innit? Or at the turn of the year.
Well, the cold or the flu?
Bruv, whatever it was, I was out for a week. A whole week and a half.
Weren't we debating that you didn't have it them times as well?
Yeah, for whatever reason.
Because you were hearing it.
No, he didn't.
No, okay, you were saying
he couldn't make it.
Yeah, I was out, man.
Oh yeah, that was the week when we said something about if you have it more than once, you probably would die or something like that.
No, I made a flipping comment because he said that he's had it many times before. I said if you had it many times,
I said that I've had the flu about 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, and then you said if you had it that many times, you probably would have died.
Yeah, I was like I said,
he was being flippant.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have been like in his whole lifetime because having a cold 3 or 4 times, a flu 3 or 4 times in however many years old you are, it's like once a decade, and that's not like the issue. So you even said it was much more in a compact period of time, or many more times over the decades, and I'm not 100% sure it was the flu I had. It could have been food poisoning. I don't know, but I don't know if you shiver like that during food poisoning and if your body aches.
I know that if you have tooth infection, can do that to you.
It could.
I think you had a tooth infection.
Exactly the same symptoms a tooth infection will give you.
My tooth is busted. I went to the dentist the day I came back. I've got some what do you call it? It's the
cap filler.
Nah, I've got some tablets anyways, and I'm going to the hospital at some point to have the teeth removed because the dentist ain't doing it. He's like, it's too close to the nerve. I ain't doing that. So you have to go to the hospital to do that. But this has been an ongoing problem. I've already been to the hospital. The problem keeps coming and going. And when it goes, you forget about it and you get to the hospital and they're like, you want us to take it out? And I'm like, it's all good, it's all good. Then about 2 or 3 months later, it comes back again and I'm in pain and then I'll say, take it out. So this time I'm definitely taking it out once I get back to the hospital. So the reason I don't think it's that is because this has been going on with my tooth for the last year last year or so. So it would be, let's say it could be then. If you're saying that this happens, fair enough. I'll put my hands up and say it could happen because they did kind of overlap. The tooth happened about the day before or proper kicked in because it starts off slowly, and then one day it's bang, it's full blown pain, and that was about the day before this happened.
So maybe what drugs did they give you?
It's the that's what
antibiotics.
Yeah.
Then you had an infection.
Yeah.
So that's probably why. But anyway, either way, we was told that we should have went back to get him, and I just didn't understand the reason for doing that.
I don't get it either.
Even in my head, I was like this: imagine you're sick, yeah, you want somebody to come and sit with you while you're being sick. They're sleeping. Nothing you can really do for them, and then all they're gonna do is feel upset. Well, maybe not Steph, but other people, same people, feel upset about the fact that you have now missed out on your holiday because you're going to go and sit with them.
You can't say that.
But it was his cousin, innit? It was your cousin that wanted to go.
I still left him.
Yeah,
like Mortimer left what's his name?
Yeah, but what he said,
fuck him.
What he said though was that he.
But Mortimer, your brother, fuck him.
That he felt kind of guilty, or there was a certain part of him that didn't know how bad he was, so he wanted to go and check. And if his auntie, your mum, was to ask why didn't you go, then he would feel away, innit? That he just felt in his heart that he needed to go and check on his cousin. That's all. And I kind of get that, but I know him well enough to just leave him be, man. We ain't gonna be out for that long. If he is really struggling, he would have called the ambulance himself.
What's the ambulance number in Cuba?
Cinco.
He would have knocked on someone's door.
0891.
It's got to be 999 or 911. 001 plus 44 999. Yeah.
And one hole would just kind of turn up. Bonnie, dream, medicine.
If I mention the name Lisa Borders, do any of you know who that is?
Nope, no clue, mate.
If I mention hashtag Times Up, you know what that is, though.
I ain't got a clue.
Nope. You don't know what hashtag Times Up is?
Nope.
Ask the Twitter guys, man. No.
You know the actor.
I think I've heard of it, but I'm not fully versed on it.
The hashtag Times Up movement came after Harvey Weinstein.
I thought it was Me Too.
Yeah, Me Too, both of them came out of it.
Okay.
It was the Times Up that... Me Too was about sexual...
misconduct.
In general. And the hashtag Times Up was a bit more centered around the industry, the entertainment industry, and it's time's up for people to be either abusing women or taking advantage of women in terms of not allowing women to do this.
So Me Too is more the Premier League. And Time's Up is like the Championship.
Why would you? Why?
No, question.
It's like the Division 1.
This is a real question, though.
Go on.
I know the woman who started Me Too was a black woman.
Yeah.
was the one that started Time's Up a black woman also.
Yes.
Was it the same woman?
No.
Ah, interesting. He's right though. Why is one like the Premier League and one like the Championship?
Time's Up is a movement against sexual harassment and was founded January 1st, 2018 by Hollywood celebrities in a response to the Weinstein effect and Me Too. As of December 2018, it has raised more than 22 million for legal defense fund and gathered nearly 800 volunteer lawyers.
Well, hello, where you going, bro?
Who started it?
And
Well, are you going to do shit?
Oh man, fired. It stinks.
Well, Hala's about to get up and do another shit. Well, are we not allowed to say that on our podcast, bruv?
Go on, what you say?
so this Lisa,
Mate, the smell's going to kill us, man.
this Lisa Borders woman has stepped down as the head
Of
president
Time's Up.
and CEO of Time's Up. You know why? Because her son is being now investigated for sexual misconduct.
Fucking hell.
So, hold on. So the
Talking
woman,
about letting the side down.
So the woman that started hashtag Time's Up, her son is now being investigated.
Yep.
Her son's time's up.
You're bad mind, bruv.
No, but this is deep, yeah? Oh, man. Imagine that, yeah? You're out here you're on the forefront of a noble cause to protect people that are being abused, and then you're harboring an abuser.
Yeah.
Or not even harboring, because you may not live with your child anymore, but your child is one of the people that you're out here trying to protect
You
people
gave
from.
birth to an abuser.
That's fucked, isn't it?
It is.
It's messed up, bruv.
It is. But then, yeah,
Listen, the world's gone mad.
I can't even think of a plausible way of.
There's no way you could spin it.
Yeah.
And what are we going to say now? Blame the parents? You get what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
Oh, then we have to look back into his past now to see what happened to make him like that. His mum's at the forefront of the thing. Not unless you could turn around and say, oh, that his dad used to abuse the mum and that's why she was sold. You get, bro, it just gets messy, bro.
Let me read a statement from the Time's Up people. On Friday, Lisa Borders informed members of Time's Up leadership that sexual assault allegations had been made against her son in a private forum.
Allegations.
Within 24 hours, Lisa made the decision to resign as president and CEO of Time's Up, and we agreed that it was the right decision for all parties involved. All of our actions were fully guided by our support of survivors. Let me ask you this question, though.
Do we know what her son done?
It's alleged, man. Gaza. Anyway, keep going.
No, I'm just reading what I'm reading. What I'm reading, man.
It's a simple question, bruv.
It's sexual misconduct. It's sexual misconduct, man. What do you want?
You want blow by blow?
Bruv, why does it seem like that is such an unreasonable question?
No, I would always tell you if I knew.
Well,
you would, for 8 years.
No,
if
bro.
I'm going to be real. I'm going to be real. No,
it's a simple question that maybe the listeners listening may have wanted to ask, and I've asked on their behalf.
Let me tell.
It's not an unreasonable question.
Let me tell the listeners then, because Mr. Wolf doesn't want to listen.
And I may be asking on their behalf, so they haven't known you for as long as I know you. It's not an unreasonable question. Carry on.
Can I talk?
No, just carry on.
Listeners, right? I'm not really talking to you, listeners. I'm talking to Mr. Wolf. But listeners, yeah. When I'm telling you a story, when I'm giving you the lead up, I will always give you the pertinent information. I'll give you the important stuff. If I know it and I leave it out, it's for a reason. Therefore, don't bother asking me.
You may have forgotten. I lie?
I'm just waiting for you to finish so I can just finish saying what I'm saying, and then we can then finish the conversation.
Go on.
All right. If I know it and I leave it out, it's for a reason. Let's say I feel it's too graphic or something like that. So there will be a reason I leave it out. But chances are it would have to be very graphic for me to leave it out anyways, depending on what it is. So if I don't say it, it's because I don't know it. So none of you probably ever has to ask me, can you tell me more about the story that you didn't tell me? Because I told you the story that I know. That's why we're talking about it. I'm telling you what I know. You never, ever, 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 ever have to ask me, ever. Do you know, what about this? What about if it's if it's something that's down the side that maybe I would not have thought of, yeah. But you don't have to ask.
Bruv, you're just it wasn't an unreasonable question, yeah? Stop acting emotional.
No, I don't like it when I'm trying to say something.
And that's fine. And I just asked you a question. This ain't the first time that somebody has cut anybody off in the flipping podcast. And I wasn't cutting you off. I just asked a question.
It's good to be back.
That's all. Yeah, you get me? I mean, it's flipping heck, man.
The sunshine of Cuba has left us.
Carry on, man. I won't say that.
Gaza. Shots fired. Take two more now, your bomb.
Okay, yes. That's where I was at before I got rudely interrupted. You are the child of a parent who is for this movement. They've started a movement against sexual misconduct. Now, somebody has falsely accused you of sexual misconduct, and your parent just resigns from their post as the head of this movement. Are you offended that your parent didn't say, well, my child didn't do it, and therefore it has no bearing on my role as the head of this movement? Or is it, well, as long as an allegation has been made, it's my responsibility as the person that's been spearheading this movement and saying you believe survivors, believe the people making the accusations, that I should leave, really. And even if I'm standing by my son's side, I should leave now, because I can't do both things at the same time. I can't justify staying the head and defending my son or whatever. I don't know.
Gaza, for me, it's neither of those two. It's something a little bit more bigger picture. Whether we like it or not, if my parent is the lead of this organization, whether or not the allegations against me are true, it will take the light away from the cause that my parent is fighting for, bring the spotlight onto my case, which isn't furthering their agenda with what they're trying to do with their cause, and it's just forming a massive distraction. And all of the people that their cause is serving are now being ignored because now I'm now the main focus. So big picture wise, I would be able to understand why my parent would resign. And if we are going to be fighting the thing, then we'll be fighting the thing not on the front paper. And that's nothing to do with me wanting my privacy. That's just more to do with the fact that the cause is going to be lost. Because obviously the papers are going to go sensationalist with this. They're going to push up the story to say, oh yeah, you know, you're the forefront of this thing and it's happening in your own back garden. Whether what's happening is true or not, the allegation is enough. So I think him or her stepping down, for me, if that was my parent and they stepped down, it wouldn't be much of an issue. I would understand. It makes sense.
It's similar to that Labour woman, isn't it? Remember who's a Labour woman who was being a Labour MP and her son was shot in drugs in the...
Yes. It's the same thing.
And she had to basically quit because her shot was... She had to cover up her son. She had to cover up the son though, didn't she?
Yeah, that's a bit different.
Yeah,
she had to cover up the son, I suppose. So that is a bit different.
That's a bit different. But for me, if my parent was at the forefront of a thing and I come out to be doing the complete opposite of that forefront, and they step down, I would get it. I don't think that's a loss of confidence in me. I don't think that's a loss of confidence in what's happened. I think it just makes sense.
She could have swayed it though.
Yeah, but
I would have swayed it like, oh, you know, even in my own family, I've got people that behave like this. So it shows you how much of society is pushing this agenda, that even me, a person that's going against it, still has people that are around me that are still doing this thing. Yeah. She could have pushed it. She could have
said that, but
and they would support her as well, I reckon.
Nah, but you have to say, this is the media we're talking about. When the media,
not about the media, but what about the supporters?
There's that, but I'm saying the media at large is going to spin whatever story they need to spin.
But what if you're the best person for the job?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
It doesn't.
So in other words, you replace you with somebody that's weaker than you, that could potentially make it fail or crumble all the way down. You would still, you know, it might be a little bit harder for you, but you might still be a better person for the job than that person.
It doesn't matter.
Interesting.
Donald Trump is the leader of America. He's not the best person for the job.
Yeah, but he was the best person for the media.
But that's what I'm saying to you. So the media is who wins then. The media doesn't care about who's the best person for the job. The media cares about who's the best person for them. Who can they keep writing stories about? And they would have been writing stories about her son and not about her movement. So for me, the step down is, I get it. And as a son, I would get it too.
Would you get it? Would you be happy if your parent did that?
Well, step down.
Yeah.
Because of something I did.
You didn't do it. No, somebody accused. I'm telling you, I don't know what happened in her case, but the scenario I'm giving, you haven't done anything.
No, how no? Why would you step down? I'll be vexed.
Because as far as
I'll be furious. If I told you I have done nothing, I told you I've done nothing. Yep. Your child, has told you that I've done nothing.
Yep.
And you step down. That's you almost believing the other person, and to the public.
It does make you seem like you're guilty, innit?
Yeah, it makes me look guilty, and I'm not having it.
But no, well, or it could be as simple as that. It's just like, look, I don't want to taint the movement. So let me just move. Let me just move. The accusation itself has tainted the movement. Whether it was truth behind it or not, it's just tainted the movement.
I'll be vexed. Because you're almost out of your own way calling me guilty.
Guiltage.
What about you guys?
They're both sleeping.
Not interested.
In that respect, I think it's a good idea that she stepped down to take any heat.
It's the attention, isn't it?
The situation, yeah. Because, like Simple said, the media will more highlight the fact that, yes, you're the leader of this movement, but your son's more important than this movement right now because his name is attached to something you're trying to be the spearhead of. So they would look more at him than the movement. So her stepping down is like, let's take the heat off. Let's let the allegation be quashed. Let's get to the truth. And then maybe she'll come back and continue.
So you think that she should be able to come and go as she please?
No, I think she should be. If the allegations are false, then it's a good thing she stepped down to let that come to light, and then she should come back and say, look, the reason I stepped down was because of this. Now that we know that it's not true, I'm coming back to continue the fight. There's no need for me to be there under all this smoke.
I get what you're saying. I think you can come back, but for me as the child, I'll be vexed. I get why she would step down, but it does seem, as far as I'm concerned, my parents are now condemning me to be guilty. That's how I'd feel about it, and I'm telling her to stay right there. In fact, I'm telling her to hold my hand and up into public and say I've done nothing wrong, even though I know he squeezed the bottom.
Ride or die, mom. Ride or die.
Mr. Wolf,
What?
what's up, bruv? You upset?
No, mate. Carry on, please.
What did you do to Mr. Wolf?
He upset him. Told him off.
Nope, he didn't upset me. He was just going on about something that was unnecessary. That's all.
Let's.
Are we back in London then?
We're
back in London.
Everybody's watching
Fully back
boxing.
in
Let's just go, man. I don't feel to work hard if people are just doing.
You're such a crier, man.
Okay, the next topic then.
The last topic that we was meant to do was to talk about the Dave song. But I watched a video. I already watched the music video from the Twitter thing. I haven't watched all of the actual music video itself.
Clanger. What a banger.
So I've watched like 2 minute 20 of it because you hadn't posted it by the time I'd seen it. So I watched it on the timeline because the timeline is riding for Dave at this present moment in time. So the lyrics on that song I thought was wicked. The song's called Black.
Yes.
So it's along the same. People have already started to compare it to songs like "Cry" from Swizz.
It's not as good as.
And what's the one that
Black Boy?
Black Boy, yeah, from
Smashy.
It's
Smashy.
not as good
and
as.
obviously the one that Gets Us did the other day as well.
Which one?
The one about dark
For his
skin
daughter.
About the daughter.
Yeah.
It's not as good as that one either.
Yeah. So you think this song is not that lyrically hard?
Lyrically, it's fine. Lyrically, it's good, and I love the lyrics. The video is very good, but the song itself is not actually a good song.
Oh wow.
I don't think so. I don't think he rides the rhythm well. I mean, I'm just objectively looking at it as a song. I'm taking out the emotions of it and that kind of thing.
I see him more as a poet than a rapper, to be honest.
He makes other people's songs.
He does, but whenever he does his own songs, I see it more as poetry than MCing. If you get what I mean.
He's a George the Poet kind of
type of person. But
it's good. So I don't want it to seem like people say, "Oh, yeah, I'm hating or I'm insulting the song." The song itself is I like them. Obviously, the message is wonderful, and I think that's what people are taking away from it.
So what's the message?
I think that's what you should do. It basically is black pride. The video is definitely showing black pride, black progression, black
excellence.
Yeah. So that's what I see, and he's telling people in the song that we're portrayed a certain way, and don't let that hold you back.
I saw the bit about the shadism, and he's got his light skinned brethren alongside him. I like that. Me back in the day with Simple Simon outside on the streets.
So who's the light skinned brethren?
You
Fucking hell.
We already put you in the house. We know that already.
Goddamn, fall to 7.
Yeah, man. So I think that it's good. It's good that he's doing these new songs. I'm looking forward to the new album, to be honest. He's one of the artists I'm actually looking forward to his album when it drops, and I probably will listen to it immediately.
It's a good video. He's got my man from Snowflake in.
Yeah.
Snowfall.
Why do you keep calling it Snowflake? That's the second time you call it that.
White girl.
Yeah, Snowfall.
Soulful, yeah.
Well, he's a London boy, innit?
Yeah, they got a couple of, and then one of the
in it.
gold medalists, female gold medalists. She had about 6 medals around her neck. I can't remember who it was though. I didn't recognize
Christina,
Oswald Boateng.
Oswald Boateng, the suit maker. I was talking to someone black the other day in the UK. They didn't know about Oswald Boateng.
But how old were they?
30.
That's obviously. Yeah. Maybe I should get Oswald Boateng suit for my wedding.
Yeah. Yes, and yes.
And
yes.
yes.
For I'm saying both of you.
Yeah.
As a fact, Oswald Boateng was popping 20 years ago.
Yeah, but he's still making suits.
Yeah, but if you're not in that world, then you're not in that world.
It's a damn travesty that we don't know that.
As Oswald Boateng now is for people that either knew about him from back then and still know about him, or for people that know about suits. But 20 years ago, your common black man knew about Oswald Boateng because he was the up and coming designer. Now I don't see him designing, just everyday wear. He was designing everyday wear before. Now it's more he's an upscale fashion designer. Now.
Yeah, it was like Virgil 10 years ago.
Yeah, but then the thing is,
Yeah.
But do you think they don't know him because he's black?
maybe because people know Savile Row
That's what I'm saying. So, and people
and
know,
they've been making suits for however
People
many
know
years.
Savile Row. Ask your average dude where Savile Row is. Like how to actually get there. Walk to Savile Row.
People know.
I don't know how to get to Savile Row.
That's my point. Then you can know Savile Row.
Yeah, but people know Gucci. They know all these
Gucci
other
not Savile
brands.
Row.
No, but I'm just saying that they're designers.
Yeah, but who is Gucci?
What do you mean? Who is?
Who's Gucci?
No. I think. What are you talking about? Who the person is?
Oswald Boateng's a person.
Yeah, I know, and he's a designer. Are you talking about that they didn't know who the person is, or what his brand is?
They didn't know that there was a black man that made suits, and they didn't know that black man that made suits was Oswald Boateng. They didn't know he existed.
So it was both.
Yeah.
So, but people know Gucci and Armani, and a lot of these fashion designers, these Italian ones, are still alive and well and young. D&G, they're still young. I don't even think they're up to 50 yet.
D&G's not too old.
So maybe they don't know him because he's black.
I think because he might be because he's black, might just because he's British.
Ted Baker.
Ted Baker's again. I won't call him a big time designer. I call Ted Baker.
Ted Baker's huge, bro. What are you talking about? He's a bud.
Yeah,
Tom
but
Ford?
He's not a. I won't call him an A-list designer.
Vivienne Westwood.
Tom Ford.
That's who I would call an A-list designer.
Okay. Well,
But either way, all of those names just happen to be bigger than Oswald Boateng. Maybe it's because he's black. Maybe. I guess we can never ever say.
My own disgrace is that I don't have an Oswald Boateng suit, and I'm going to change that now.
I don't think I could afford one.
How much are they?
Savile Row money.
Savile Row money.
But you know what? Saying that,
Fuck it, I'm going to sell a kidney.
saying that, you know what?
Your rubbish kidney.
Should we go? We'll go Savile Row then and check for a Boateng suit.
Do you know how to get there?
Yeah, I do.
It's down Covent
Kind
Garden.
of.
Covent Garden around them bits.
It's around there.
No.
Yeah, we can do that. Well, I'm looking for my
It's
wedding
behind
suit.
Regent Street.
So yeah, we can do that. See if
Remember where
there's something
Legend is?
Yeah.
It's down the road from there.
Ah, okay.
there.
Legends.
That's where I ran away from that
Which
old
one?
woman.
Legends.
I don't know which one Legend is.
The one I used to DJ at. Okay.
Sorry. Well, I don't know this cover.
Legends is where I ran away from my old woman.
You're always running away from old women. Old
Always
women been trying to
running
get you in
away
the
from
club from here to Coventry.
I was young then, I was like 16, and she was probably younger than how I am now. She's probably younger than what I was now, but at the time she was an old woman, and I ran. But yeah, okay, all right, yeah, maybe we should try and do that then. All right, guys, I think we should wrap it up. I can see the jet lag is hitting us, even though we all say we don't get jet lag.
It ain't hitting you, man. You people are just doing other stuff.
Oh my god, he's crying again. Hey, you're better when you have flu, you know that.
Oh
innit?
my god, he's crying again.
Shit.
No drama, no beef. But anyway, this has been emotional, guys. Again, on the podcast, I've said it to their faces. I've said it to almost every single person singly on WhatsApp, and I'm saying it again today.
what's that?
I'd like to thank everybody that came with me and enjoyed my trip to Cuba. It was a fantastic experience. As a stag, it was immense. We did everything that we needed to do, and we came back whole. No one was hurt during the production of this Stagfest, you know.
More or less.
People spent a lot of money to come out there with me, and
Stagfest, Meadfest.
and I really do appreciate that, man. So people that go out there that say that black boys don't show each other love, these guys showed me a lot of love while I was out there, and I would like to obviously thank them to the wholeness of my heart for what they did for me on that trip. And on that note, I would like to say, at Big Wahala on Insta, at Big Wahala on Twitter, holler at me.
One time. Personally, it was great to be out there in Cuba, and my brother, he turned 40 last year, and he had something like about 25 to 30 people show up to his 40th in Liverpool or Newcastle. So that was, it was in Liverpool. So he likes to party out in Liverpool on his birthday. And that is a 3-hour ride on a train or by car. You know what I mean? But you had almost that number follow you to Cuba, bruv. So that's a good look in terms of the kind of person that you are. You're not a bastard, man. So you're a good guy, man. So it was a pleasure for me to be out there with you, bruv.
Man, like Ramsey.
Yeah, get me. Ramsey Bolton.
The bastard.
Bastard. Yeah, you can catch me on Instagram, aka Mr. Wolf, on Twitter, aka _Mr. Wolf. Boom.
I thoroughly enjoyed myself. It was good.
You sound broken, bro.
I'm a little tired, but I'm alright.
You witnessed a lot, man.
I witnessed a lot, and one of the most astonishing things I witnessed is that Wahala actually allowed people
to do what they want.
Buy him things.
Oh yeah, for real.
And pay for him.
Are we allowed to say what we done for you on that night?
I ain't even fucking finished, brother, and you're fucking cutting what I'm saying. Shut up.
Sorry, bro. Calm down, man.
Jesus Christ.
Can we stop being aggressive to Mr. Wolf, please?
Don't touch me. Don't fucking touch me, bro. Don't touch me.
It's okay, man.
Don't touch me.
Well, you want a man hug?
I don't want nothing from you. Except the money you owe me. Go away. Anyway, yeah.
I owe you 10 cook.
Yeah, the drink.
It's 10 cook, man. It's 10, innit?
Yeah, you don't have to say the actual name.
Yeah, because it's like big money in it. No way, I'll pay you back.
Fucking blacks. Anyway, Wahala, thank you, man. We had a good time. I can't even finish what I'm fucking saying because of blacks. DATACTOR on Instagram, DATACR on Twitter. Peace.
How aggressive. What was you saying before he comes in? Because you was actually saying something.
Fuck what he was saying because he cut me off. Fuck you. Simple, gone.
What? And I was saying, are we allowed? What? When I was cutting him off?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Now I remember. You're talking about the night that you lot took me out.
Yeah.
They're going to talk about the fact that I had a shot.
Yeah, basically, he doesn't really drink. The last time I saw you drink was at Stavos's.
Isn't that what I was saying though?
I don't know.
He had a drink.
I don't know.
He allowed us to pay for him, and he actually had a drink, which was a remarkable thing for us to see. That was what I was trying to say before this little bastard cut me off.
Oh,
yes, meow, motherfucker.
Shit, you need a man hug for
I don't
real.
need nothing from you. I don't need a man hug.
You need to burst, innit? I got that right, innit?
Why? Because you didn't.
I didn't, innit? So, I know man needs to burst. That's how they get.
Dickhead.
You are being rather aggressive though, unnecessarily. And usually when animals are like this, is when they remove the test.
No, but I'm trying to.
I'm asking what's going on.
I'm trying to take my finger. Man's cutting me. Everybody gets upset when everybody else gets cut, so I can't get upset when people get cut.
No, but you're being a bit more aggressive than normal. That's all. We're just used to you being a bit more calmer than this. It's all right. It's making me feel happy that you really wanted to say what you wanted to say. So I'm glad that you said it anyway. And I appreciate your words that you said. And yes, Mr. Wolf, it was a very strange thing for me to have to allow others sorry, I wasn't actually said that. It was very strange for me to allow others to look after me, so to speak.
And buy drinks, damn it.
I tried my best to accommodate others. My whole reason for me going on this stag was to allow others to have an enjoyable time. And part of people having an enjoyable time seems to be them wanting to pay for things for me. So I allowed certain people to pay certain things. Simple Simon knows he saw me slightly slipping in money in places where people thought they had paid and I actually paid myself. They just didn't know, because that's how I do things. But most of the time, I did allow people to buy things for me and take me out, stuff like that. So that was good. I enjoyed that.
Ramsey.
In a way. But yeah, it was a fantastic day. Thank you.
Week.
At Simple Simon FB on Twitter. Yeah, it was a beautiful time. We're back now. I haven't hit reality yet. I go back to work on Monday. So when you're listening to this, understand that Simple Simon will fully be back in reality again. I don't know how that's going to feel. I don't know how it's going to hit me, because I've had some enlightening conversations while we've been away. Some things that I thought about and think about to change and possibly update and possibly to become better. So we'll see how they go. Outside of that, enjoy your lives, man. And remember, party, drink, science.
You know what? Going forward in the podcast, I would like us to touch on these types of discussions we had on the holiday, you know?
Yeah.
Because it was really good discussions we were having. We were talking about work. We were talking about how we could get ahead in certain ways. What we feel like we have to do on a day-to-day
Get ahead?
we're Andy, how to get ahead in certain ways in society, how to make sure that we can better ourselves, how we should have a different type of attitude towards how we look at ourselves and what we want to do going forward to succeed. And it was really, really interesting how everybody had a different outtake of how they would do it. So yeah, going forward, we should have that discussion on the podcast. It would be good.
I wasn't part of that discussion, I wasn't.
You came at the end.
All right, okay. You lot were talking about work stuff.
Yeah.
We started off with our journeys as well. Remember how we got to where we were and stuff like that.
And madly enough, we was in 2 different places talking about the same thing.
It's in the air, boy. Them mojitos. Goddamn, for this here.
All right. I am Stavros Boss. You can catch me at Stavros Boss everywhere. Please follow me. Listen to what I have to say. I have no friends, as you can tell. You can catch us collectively at ESN Podcast on all social medias. Remember to use the email address esnpodcast@gmail.com to send us a voice note for any questions, comments, or anything that you want us to play on the podcast and discuss.
Plug.
Yeah, please do that, because I really enjoy doing those ones. Those are very nice for me. So yeah, get your voice note function out and do that for us.
Plug.
What else we got? We got the hashtag ESN Pod.
Plug.
So join in the conversation as well online. I think that's everything. I don't have a Stavros Says this week, so I'm still gathering my UK bearings. And yeah, we're all just back. Like I said, we all got back here yesterday. We're not 100% down with the news and whatnot. I've got about 70 podcasts to catch up with. I've got papers to read and news to watch. And this thing about like Labour and Conservative politicians splitting off and maybe possibly potentially starting a new party is
what?
Mad. It's mad.
Yeah.
What?
It's stupid.
It's not stupid.
They're all of them. The lot of them.
What do you mean?
All of these politicians are bloody idiots. Man.
Yeah, but why is it the ones that left?
Look, we've got more pressing matters at the moment. There's this Brexit thing going on. There's so much going on in the Conservative Party where things are not working out, and now the Labour Party are doing the same thing. I think that these people are acting, a lot of them are acting like children, man, and they just need to gather their thoughts and run the flipping country and run their party.
Yeah,
If you've got a leader that you don't want to follow, should you just follow them blindly?
No, I think that you should deal with the more pressing matters first.
Yeah, but how much more pressing can it be? They're saying that the 2-party system is bullshit and they want to create a third party.
There is a third party.
Oh, well, I mean a third party.
They might.
I think that it may. I think it will come about, and then it will probably turn into UKIP, and those people that leave to go to this new party from Labour will end up going back to Labour again, and that's just the same thing that's happened with the Conservative Party members that went to UKIP or wherever they came from NF. They left UKIP and ended up going back to their own parties. They're just playing politics.
You got no faith in the white man, do you?
I has a lot of faith, master.
Jokers. All right, that will be interesting. So let's see how that develops and going forward into the next week. All right, people.
I got 36 bitches, so remember, if you ain't saying nothing, say it well.
Slack for life.
It's 86. God damn it.
He's already got half.
Take 2 more your bumper club.
Yeah.
You lot, man. There's no phones. I don't see the beat. I don't see the beat. If it's like, but it's not gonna do.
So do these
Cool. Everyone looks at their phone.
Actually
during the
watching
podcast.
boxing.
It's actually me, the only one that never usually looks at my phone. during the podcast.
You're watching boxing
Yeah,
now,
I watch boxing.
and gone to the toilet during the podcast.
I need to go.
You need to go.
Going there, man.
Why not? If he never mentioned it, the people were even known that's gone.
Man needs to go.